My brother always got away with his mischief until I finally banned him from my home.
You banned.
I, 31 male, have an older brother, 40 male, who was born with special needs. His mind is almost that of a 7-year-old. Now, before I go any further, let me just say that I love my brother and I do care for him, but over time it's gotten to the point where he gets away with a lot of mischief, little Dennis the Menace kind of character. Mostly comes from our mother brushing it off like it's nothing. By the way, this comes from Icy Reach 6669, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to r/OK Storytime subreddit. So once it started to affect finances, I had a talk with her and said she cannot keep babying him anymore because it's starting to get out of hand. He knows there are things he has to do in his daily life, such as go to work, take medication, but he never seems to remember the important stuff. It's always the things he doesn't need to do. For example, he stays with my mom. When she or I used to leave the house, he would rummage through our belongings, even my mom's tax information, writing nonsense all over the back of it. He would go into my wallet, mess with my credit cards, steal my money, thinking it was his. Again, performance piece, even though he knows he's not supposed to touch things that don't belong to him. Over the weekend, my mom got invited out with a few of her friends and their old boss. She asked if I could watch him. I said yes, as I had nothing to do on a Saturday night, so she brought him over to my place. When he's there, he usually just sits and watches TV, but when he moves around, he completely destroys my bathroom. If I give him food, he leaves a mess on my table without cleaning up, even though he knows he's supposed to. Things took a turn when he went to the bathroom. Thinking nothing of it, I assumed it would just be another mess I'd have to clean up, but I was completely wrong. He crapped in my toilet and backed it up. I tried using a plunger and even went out to get anything that would unclog the drain, but the beast still remains in my pipes as I type this. You need a poop knife.
Dude, true. Honestly, I'm not even lying.
Poop sword.
My parents had to buy an entirely new toilet when I was 10 years old because I kept just destroying it, bro. I would clog it all the time, but I'm great at plunging now.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. They had to buy a whole... It literally felt like a tornado on your freaking butt cheeks.
I was constantly at Menards or Home Depot getting supplies to unclog the toilet every month. He has a bad habit of choosing when he wants to take a crap. His record is holding it for 5 days. I'm pretty sure the employees who saw me there all the time thought I was the one backing up the toilets. It got to the point where the pipes were clogged. Literally because of his crap, that my mom had to spend thousands of dollars for a plumber to clear out the drain system. It got so bad that the toilet wouldn't flush and the water started coming into the shower and the laundry room. I'm currently waiting for a plumber to come in, which will be on my off day so they can fix the problem. Until then, I'm technically without a toilet for 5 days, which is just in time for him to lay another
use it again. He's got enough time to charge up. Oh.
Every morning, I have to skip using the toilet and hold it until I get to the gym where I can finally go. As I said at the beginning, I do love my brother, but there is a limit.
Yeah.
I told my mom that he backed up my toilet and that he is not allowed to come back to my place anytime soon. He has repeatedly shown that he has no respect for other people's property, especially since he's not the one paying for it. I told her if she wants me to watch him, I will come over to her house, but he is never to step foot into my place again. For context, I have a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom condo, so having a working toilet is a necessity for me. So am I the a-hole? There is an update. But is OP the a-hole for banning her brother from her house and bathroom?
Not at all, dude. That is, dude, Dookie water is flooding the living room at this point. Like, it is.
These are biblical poops coming out right now.
Yeah, like literally the house is about to be underwater. Like,
oh, and under some poopy water too.
Oh, no.
It's going to be like the
Straight
Nile,
sewage.
bro. Just sediment.
Oh, God.
That ain't clear. That is a brown river. Not like an alpine lake. I can tell you that much.
You know what? I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Like Nesquik, but you just put like 4 scoops into 1 glass of milk because you want it to taste real good. And then it's just super dark.
He just keeps going, chat.
Anyway, we got an update. Basically, after 4 days of not having a toilet, I finally got it unplugged. Thanks to my best friend who I explained my situation to, who went out of his way to get a pump plunger and fix the situation. It took about 15 minutes and we made sure the toilet was flushing properly, and he saved me from hiring a plumber who charges $196 an hour.
Golly.
We did a talk for a minute and he told me that banning my brother is just going to cause a rift, but I should set some boundaries. This being the first offense, he's not allowed to come to my place for 3 months. That is the lock
Whoa.
phone screen method.
Dude, on the dot.
Second offense will result in him not being allowed to come for 6 months.
Dude,
there we go.
This is
They
literally
stole our method.
straight beautiful.
3, and what would be the final offense will result in him not coming over whatsoever, essentially him being banned. These are stair-step boundaries. We love to see it. We love to see it.
Oh, yeah.
Stair-step boundaries, you know,
Mhm.
you don't go immediate no contact. You go increasingly no contact, low to no. Low to no, unless
to
they're
no.
really, really bad.
Unless the foundation of your home has been
Yeah.
cracked and
It's just wrecked.
your home's a sinkhole because of his nuclear turds.
A lot of you suggested that needs to put into a home cares to those with special needs, as well as having a conversation with my mom in regards to his well-being after she passes. I basically had that conversation with her a long time ago, and she said the state will take care of him if something were to happen to me. Will the state take? I don't know if the state does that. I mean, there's a lot of homeless people just, you know, which came off to me as I got this, bro. Don't worry about it. For context, he is 40 years old and has the mind of a 7-year-old. He is somewhat functional as he can brush his own teeth, shave, and even warm up food in the microwave. It's bigger things such as operating a vehicle or any sort of equipment whatsoever that he does not have the capability of doing. I had talked to my sister about this, 26, a while back, and we had come to the mutual agreement that if one of us were to get him, that we would definitely be putting him in a home as we cannot care for him, especially when it's coming with a financial burden. She grew up having to put up with some of his tantrums and whatnot, but I was the one that had to take some of the heavy lifting stuff. It got worse when she decided to move away. We talked recently again about putting him in a home, and she brought up the point by saying that he's probably not going to one because without him at the house, our mom would be lonely. For context, our dad passed away from cancer in 2001, so our mom had to raise all 3 of us by herself with little to no support from both sides of the family. That's hard. Special needs kid and 3 kids. That's a lot. So me and my sister are very appreciative of everything she's done for us and will do even if we protest. My mom is going to be 62 this year and has about 3 more years till she can officially retire. She's basically done so much for our family that words can't even describe it. I personally think it would be better that she spends those last years without having to worry about caring for my brother when she gets older. She's in good health and in good shape, but it can only last for so long. I know there's going to be people that will probably say that putting him in a home is a terrible thing to do, but do I say unless you've had firsthand experience of dealing with special needs individuals on a daily basis and essentially being a glass child, you will never understand how much it takes on you. I can tell when I see my mom that it's mentally draining to have to put up with his antics and him never showing an ounce of appreciation. As I said in my original post, I do love my brother and will do whatever it takes to keep him safe, but at this point in time, it has gone to the point where he has been told multiple times to stop doing certain things that have been causing problems, and it's going on deaf ears. I mean, okay, really pausing here right quick. Like, it seems like, yes, like the money thing and the drawing on stuff, it was an issue, but it seems like the biggest issue was just the Herculean poops this guy was dropping. And like, that's really not like a special needs thing.
Yeah, we got to just take him to like the gut doctor. Like, what's he eating?
Yeah.
You know, just like three bags of Cheez-Its a day.
Yeah. I think like, I mean, I think we just need to install some of John's toilets or something, and 50% of this would be solved, maybe. Because it seems
definitely help.
I don't know. It seems like 50% of the story is focused on the poops.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
it was heavily emphasized.
It was so emphasized, and putting someone in a home is so expensive. Like, just get a good toilet and maybe you'll be okay.
I will say, not to necessarily be like super pro in this camp. My girlfriend's mom actually works in that position, and she's like essentially like a mom to them. You know, she like cooks them homemade meals, and they live in like a big house, like everyone has their own rooms. Not saying that it's like, oh, they should definitely do that, but I could see with the right situation and specifically like the right caretakers, that being not like it's not like a nursing home like you would imagine. It's like a home with like a very like motherly caring figure. But I don't know if that's the situation in all.
I mean,
I
don't think that's what the state like.
That's definitely not what the state.
That's not what the state sets you up with.
Because OP is saying like, oh, we'll take them to like a state run.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
That's very
a little different. A little different.
This one's a little premium.
It's a little bougie. If this does happen within the next 2 years, I fear that he will literally drive my mom insane, or she will lose her mind. I've said that I will go over to the house when she wants to go out because I understand that she needs a break for him, but he will not be anywhere near my place for a while. I'm laying this down now because I'm at the point where I just can't do it anymore. And it's gone to the point where I have sometimes resented him when I'm around. To him, it's his world and we are just living in it. By the way, you can listen and live in our world by going to full episodes of this podcast with stories just like this. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or your favorite podcast app and search OK Storytime. There's another relevant update, but what do we think? What do we think here? Is OP making the right move by basically expediting getting her brother a home? Yeah. Does she need a new toilet, and will that solve a lot of her problems? Does the mom actually need a break, like she's saying they do? What do you think?
I think, like, what if all four of them, like if they said the brother was working, what if it was OP, sister, mom, and brother are all contributing towards like a really good home, like split between 4 people? Is that not a possibility where it's like he's in a good place where he has like good quality care?
I don't think OP wants to take on that kind of responsibility though.
Yeah, and it's like
OP's like annoyed enough when he comes over for like a weekend or something, like.
Yeah. Oh, not to house him, but to put him in a, like, not a state sponsored like home.
Oh, you mean
like,
put him in a house with other people?
Yeah. And
like,
if it's split between the 4 of them,
yeah,
does
maybe.
that, like, yes, it's like, okay, it'll probably, pinch their pockets a decent amount, but is that kind of a compromise?
We got a little bit more to this story. I mean, I think I think there's a solution. I don't think it's the worst thing to put him in a home. Again, like you're gonna have to do this eventually.
It's a tough one. It's a hard one to answer. Yeah.
But edit, we live in Illinois, so I don't really think how the home systems are here, but I do agree with y'all when you say we have to start looking. Also, I know some of you mentioned if he's ever gotten consequences. To my knowledge, he has not. The worst he's gotten was a scolding, but that was about it. But he knows for me, it was a bit different. I don't, nor will I ever physically discipline him, but he likes to get his hair cut, and that's a big thing for him. So there's been a few times where I told him if he doesn't start behaving right, I will shave his head. Apparently, he thought I was bluffing, so he went around his merry way, continued on with his business. So the next time I cut his hair, I shaved it bald. I'm not gonna lie, it was nice not having to cut his hair every month. That feels a little cruel.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I think I got about a good 2 months out of shaving his head. I got yelled at for doing so. I don't care. He was warned.
Dude, OP, you lost me. You absolutely lost me with that one.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel.
Because maybe I'm viewing this wrong. People with experience in these situations would love for you to comment below with your insights and like also your real life experiences. Because I don't have those, but like he said, he was at the same level as like a 7-year-old essentially. So like imagine doing that to a 7-year-old.
Yeah,
where it's like, oh, he wasn't behaving, so I just like shaved.
I don't know.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that at all.